We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support here above the 435 area in the second half of the day, and it broke out to newer highs, testing key resistance levels. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 9 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, bullish strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and what's going on here with the inflow versus outflow and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our AMD bot. Our AMD bot at 10:05 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, bull strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 150% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to break out to newer resistance levels. And as we see it here, it's done a full transition from the dip area on Friday to the rip area, back down to red bars yesterday, and into multiple rip areas of bright green bars on 42 vision. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, under a bull indicator since yesterday at the 428.40 area, canceling out that bear indicator from the pre-market at the 430 area, and then breaking out above it and continuing to test key resistance levels here in the 30-minute chart. And in the volatility of today so far on this pullback, a bear indicator has popped up in the second half of the day going into the close and confirming at the 435 area. And this is going to be crucial and critical to not ignore. Will it act like a true resistance? And will that weakness continue the transitions from bright green bars down to dark green with red borders to then red bars and then the white with red borders, doing a complete transition as we see right here? Now, not guaranteed to do that, but definitely something to not ignore here on the 30-minute, as this bear indicator has now confirmed and canceled out that bull indicator from yesterday. Now, that move was pretty strong and went from 428 to highs up here of 437, rejected off 437, and now it's fighting to get back above or stay as close to 435, and a bear indicator has popped up right at the 435.15 area and has now closed and confirmed here into the close. So definitely something to not ignore here on the 30-minute. If we zoom into the volatility, we could see here on the 15-minute a bear indicator popping up at the 436.36 area. And so far a transition from bright green bars to red bars have happened. And the question is, could it continue into Y-wave red borders and complete a full transition in the volatility of the 15-minute? So we have a bear indicator on the 15-minute, we have a bear indicator on the 30-minute, and if we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we can go ahead and see here that a bear indicator has not popped up yet, and it's been under a bull indicator since down here at the 422 area, and that staircase effect has continued in the last 3 days. Definitely something to not ignore here since Friday, right? So definitely something to not overlook within the volatility so far of the 1 hour in the bigger picture, but it is slightly pulling back and it's under bright green with red borders, and the next transition would be dark green with red borders, then it would be red, and then white with red borders, and eventually in that pullback and those transitions, a bear indicator could possibly pop up to cancel out this bull indicator. Now, if this bull indicator continues to hold true and the 30-minute and the 15-minute within the volatility popped up bear indicators, well then I'll be watching if these inflows can go ahead and pick back up with it, and also these bear indicators getting canceled in the process of the volatility, because the bigger picture such as the 1 hour continues to hold the bull indicator, right? True and strong within the charts. So I would not ignore that. I'm going to be watching that very closely going into tomorrow, and I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow and the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow in today's video. So here we have the inflow versus outflow on the 30-minute, with the outflows crossing over here in the second half of the day. It's been fighting to stay above, even though it was red in the pre-market, and into the bell it pulled away from it to the upside, switched from red to green, and it hit highs here of 5.6, rejected off of it, and it's now below it, but very, very close to the midpoint. I would not ignore that. I'm going to be watching that very carefully going into tomorrow, sitting at negative 0.18. Now, if we go ahead and look at this from the 1 hour in the bigger picture, we could see here that inflows are still dominating, right? Things are still above the midpoint, even though they're red. They're sitting at 3.18. That's as low as it went in today's pre-market. And then it brought itself back up, switching from red to green, all the way back up to the 6.4 area. But right now, inflows are still above here at the 3.18 area. And that's definitely something to not ignore and miss here in the bigger picture, that on the 1 hour, inflows are still dominating, and it is still under a bull indicator in the bigger picture. Now, if we zoom in and look at this from the 15-minute, we could go ahead and see here in the volatility how the inflows crossed over. After the bell, things ran up from 432 to highs here of 437. And in the second half of the day, the outflows began, and outflows are dominating here as it's under a bear indicator, and it's brought itself back down to the 434.50 area, with outflows at negative 1.24. Now, what are the key levels I'll be watching? Well, the first thing is support, guys, and the first support level is the 433 area. If these outflows continue to the downside here on the 15-minute and also on the 30-minute, the next support level I'll be watching is the 430 area, and then below that is the 428 area. And in the live video today, as we were speaking earlier, it was sitting at negative 0.18 on the 30-minute, and outflows are now down towards the negative 0.76 area. I'm going to be watching that very closely going into tomorrow if that continues, and the support levels as well. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pick back up here and cross the midpoint on the 15-minute as well as on the 30-minute. As we see it here, they're both below. They need to turn from red to green, cross over the midpoint, and the first resistance is the 437 area. That's where things actually slow down today, and if that gets broken through, the next area I'll be watching is the 440 area to 442 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, but I'm going to be watching the inflow versus outflow very closely here on the 15-minute within the volatility as it's really close to the midpoint, and same thing here on the 30-minute. I will watch if those inflows can cross back over. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.